Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Welcome back to Santa Maria, California. So, just slept through the night, and we're sort of into the next morning, I guess. Yeah, 11 a.m. Let's get a job. Let's keep making our way up the coast. I want to show you something else first. Last episode, I was kind of confused by this right here, and you may all know what this is. I thought somebody had screwed up, but apparently there was a landslide that took out part of the one, and SCS decided to include that in the game until it's fixed. Now it is reopened, but they're building a bridge, I guess, so it's not fully open. And from the sound of it, SCS is going to wait till that bridge is done. They're going to model it in there, and we'll go from there. So that's what's up. Now, right, there's 120. Okay, so let's get a job. I guess I could have gone through the other menu. No big deal. Let's get a job heading north. I'd like to get up to wine country. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there in one shot. Get up here north of Sacramento. There are 3 wineries, and it's a little bit San Francisco. It's a little bit screwy right now because, yeah, looks like it's going to have to be Oxnard's back the other way. Bakersfield is inland. Santa Maria is where we are. Yep, looks like it's going to have to be San Francisco. No big deal. Let's do it. Let's go to San Francisco. So there are 3 wineries up there. And I'll get a Steam achievement if I delivered all 3 of those wineries. The tricky part is they have different names now because we're using the real company names mod. So I need to go into that mod at some point when I'm loading the game and just confirm what the new names of those wineries are. I think when we get done with this trip, I think we're going to level up. And I think we got to figure out what to do with our money. Because we are making money. We really are making money like hand over fist. And the thing about this game that's kind of, it's not good or bad, just making the observation, not complaining. The thing about this game that's a little tricky is there aren't really any trucks to work for. Because there's only 4 trucks. And we only drive 2 of them. And we already have 2 each of the 2 that we drive. So it's a little tricky. I mean, we could just buy garages to have them. We could buy trucks and hire a bunch of drivers and build up a fleet. A lot of things, but it's tricky. I mean, to play, I don't know. You want to set a goal? You want to just try to make $10 million or something? I'm easy. I don't care. Maybe in ATS 2, if there ever is one. Maybe there'll be more trucks. Also trying to get used to the lack of momentum. And I've said this several times now, I don't know if that's 1.31, I don't know if it's the physics mod that I'm using. But the trucks just seem to, even when you have a trailer on, it seems like you just tap the brakes and they slow way down. And I do have my brakes turned way, way, way down. Right. So we're just going to the Port of San Francisco, is that right? I didn't really look. A bad habit of doing that. What's a fun trailer to take? These are all the same. Just curtain siders. All curtain siders. All curtain siders. We're at FedEx. Let's take FedEx. You got it. Take job? Yes, I will. Been doing better with this. And I know this isn't technically using the mirrors, but it's also not technically third person, even though it's pretty much third person. Third person from a low angle. But we do what we can. Right, 241 miles. That's not too far. Get out of here. That side. Right, here we go. We do have fuel. We do have sleep, and it's a 5-hour trip. Okay, we should be all right. We should be all right on both. And I haven't seen any. I have no news or information or delivery date on the Oregon DLC at all. So I think we're just going to hang out up here in NorCal. We'll try to get that achievement for the 3 wineries. Try to cross that off the list. And there's also 2, I want to say 2 quarries in Nevada that we need to get as well. Jobs to 2 quarries. Sort of letting me out. Sort of. Don't need fuel. And you couldn't tell, but I just coughed violently there. I'm getting over being sick, but for the moment, I'm still pretty sick. Right turn on red. What do we think? No, they're capturing a red light, so we'll just wait. We'll wait our turn. Don't risk the ticket. Don't risk the damage. I'm on to you, AI. I got your number. And we need to take our brake off, and we'll go faster. For sure. Every time. Faster with no brakes. Right. So I do have some, I guess, some information on what's going to be happening with the channel in the near future. So initially I was posting 4 or 5 videos a day. I did that for a specific reason. I wanted to get some volume up on the channel for anybody who did come across it, that there would be more there than just 7 or 8 videos. They would be able to spend some time and see what it is that I'm doing. And after 100, I slowed down to 2 per day on a schedule. So same videos, same sims on the same day of the week. Right. So we're at approximately 150 videos right now. And I'm going to, when we get to 200, which should be in about 3 weeks, we're going to drop it down to 1 video per day. And we'll still be on a schedule. So essentially we'll have 1 Euro truck and 1 American truck video per week. We'll have 1 farm video per week from one of 2 different farms. So they'll both be Farm Simulator 2017, but there'll be 2 different farms, 1 per week. Like 1 each of those farms per week. You know what I mean. 2 episodes of Farm Sim. You know what I'm saying. And then we're going to do Train Sim. We're going to do Train Sim World 1 episode per week. We're going to do Formula 1 Friday, which is going to be F1 2017 until fall. Until, well, August is not really fall. Late summer. Until F1 2018 comes out, and then we'll do F1 2018 on Friday. And then Sunday will be the Project Cars 2 or Assetto Corsa, depending on what feels right that week. So we'll go 1 per week. And I've been reading a lot about, having a good YouTube channel, making a good YouTube channel. And when I look at my analytics, I don't see a lot of people have me on notification. So I don't feel like I'm spamming to post 2 per day. But as I've said before, I know people are busy, so I don't want to give them too many videos to watch and too much content. Now, I've also read a lot of information. People say, oh, 22.5 minutes is the perfect video length, and this is perfect and that's perfect. And I think that's a lot of people on YouTube, when they talk about perfect, they're talking about how to get the most views, how to make the most money. I'm focused on how to make the best videos of the kind that I like to make. And my favorite kind of video to watch is a long play, realistic transport video, whether it's truck, train, farm, racing, flight sim. I like long play. I like unhurried videos where it's not just kind of a greatest hits. And I realize some people really do like greatest hits and they're in a hurry and they just want to, give me kind of an overview and I'll move on. But that's not what I'm about. So I want to keep my episodes between 30 and 45 minutes, occasionally up to an hour, but not every time. And one per day, and I think that'll be where we're at for the foreseeable future. And then just continue to try to find a way to make the highest quality, 1080, 60p, smooth, no lags, no nothing. Just make every video as perfect as I can, graphically, and then the gameplay. I want the gameplay to be as good as possible. And then my contribution, the narration, whatever you want to call it, I want that to be solid as well. So that's where we're at for now, just moving in that direction. And as far as long play, particularly with the F1 videos, I've been noticing some of the F1 channels that I follow, and this would be F1 2017, the game rather than F1 Formula 1 proper. There's a lot of different ways to approach it. Some of these people are very serious racers. Some of them seem to be more about the commentary, which is amazing and absolute, just top shelf. But the races do seem to be heavily edited. And that's cool. It's totally entertaining, and I love it. But my thing has always been, cockpit view only, first person only for racing. First person only, no cuts, no rewinds. I have rewind turned off in all my racing sims. And being OCD, if you're OCD, you'll totally understand this, and if you're not, you'll think I'm crazy, but that's cool. If I do half-length F1 races. If I'm doing a 30-lap race, and on like lap 27 I go wide, I'll start again. I'll restart the entire race. I will not rewind, because it's got to be, ideally it's perfect, but even if it's not perfect, I want it to be real, which it goes back to something that I said early days in the channel, which is we're going to leave the fail in here. I'm not the world's greatest gamer. I don't pretend to be. I have a great time. I love gaming. I love transport sim. And I love long play, realistic play. And that's what I want to share with you. So yeah, it's going to be all, F1 at least is going to be all cockpit. And I realize that's kind of a big ask to, you're going to watch me drive around the track for 45 minutes in car, and I'm playing realistically, and I'm starting as the Williams team, which means that first season it's unlikely that we'll win a race. We're just going to try to gather resource points and improve the car. But it could be that we play for 2 or 3 seasons before we win a race or contend for the championship. And that's the kind of racing that I like to watch. So that's the kind of race videos that I want to make. And there are some out there, but there aren't a ton. And that's why I want to make some, so that there are more out there, because I know I like them, and maybe you do too. Now, I did do Project Cars the other day, and the entire race was the TV camera coverage, and then I just spoke over that. I liked it. It was different. I don't think I'll do that every time. I think I will stick with in-car. I will at least stick with in-car enough that you know that I do my races in-car. One shot, no rewind. And then every now and then we'll do some external. To me, it's, I know for a lot of people it's monotonous to watch that. For me, it's very relaxing, almost kind of hypnotic. So, we'll see. But yeah, I've been emailing back and forth with YouTube and talking to some of the content creator consultants. And they're super cool. And helping. It's they want good content, and I want to make good content, and I know you want to watch good content. So I feel like when you put those three together, it's just, I wouldn't say no-brainer, but it's, hopefully we're all moving toward that goal. So, yeah, man. So that's plans for the channel. Trying to think what else. Yeah, that's really about it. And I am realizing I'm going to need a different capture software. Maybe not for every different sim that I play, but I'm going to use a lot of different capture software, because I realized the problem that I was getting into. Like, I started with OBS, and when I ran up against the limitation of OBS for certain sims, instead of keeping OBS, right, for the sims that it worked perfectly for, instead of keeping it for those and getting a new capture app only for the ones that it didn't work well on, I went 100% to Shadowplay. Shadowplay worked great for a lot of things, but not perfectly for everything. So the things that it didn't work perfectly for, I scrapped Shadowplay and went 100% to Action. And Action worked great for some sims, but not for others. So, like right now we're in Shadowplay, but we're going to use Action for Formula One because it works perfectly for that. And Shadowplay does not work for F1 at all. So, yeah, just trying to keep it kind of fluid. I tend to be a little bit too literal sometimes. Maybe you've noticed. But I want to, yeah, just keep chasing. And it's awesome, but it's so frustrating that, you know, everything can be completely smooth and then a game patches, and suddenly it's like your whole world is kind of wrecked. Nothing is working properly. Or, you know, everything is going smooth, and then NVIDIA updates drivers, and now nothing works. And you got to go through and like sort it all out again. Incompatibility, DirectX, just all of it. But I really do like that. It's the, I don't know, troubleshooting, problem solving, whatever you want to call it. It's like a mini game within a mini game within the game. You see what I'm getting at? We're going a little far over to the right. There we go. So, yeah, man, we'll get into San Francisco. Now, San Francisco is tricky. No tickets, no damage on this trip so far. I'd like to keep it that way. But San Francisco is tricky. Traffic, it's tight. And, you know, something nobody's ever been able to answer me specifically is every trip possible in this sim? No tickets, no damage. Right? Like, I assume that in the base game now, I assume that it's possible to park every job. And when I say possible, I mean geometrically it's possible to achieve the correct angles to get the trailer into the space for every single delivery. I'm confident that's the case in the base game. What about in Pro Mods, right? Or Rebuilding Poland? I know Rebuilding Poland had some crazy parking spaces. Are they all possible? So, you know, when you get into San Francisco, it's so tight, and there's corners, and you're trying to turn a big trailer around a corner, and then the AI, sometimes the AI runs right up behind you, and you can't back up. So, you know, if you need to take two swings to get the trailer around the corner, and the AI pulls up right behind you, right? Is that no longer possible to do that without getting, at the very least, a ticket, because you're going to back up into a car? So I've never had anybody confirm, certainly not from SCS, I've never had anybody confirm that every single job, every single route that the game generates, it's possible to complete it with no tickets and no damage. If that is the case, then I need to step my game up. Which, that's a good opportunity for me to tell you. It's another of my goals with the channel, is every now and then, when I'm doing something in SimWorld, every now and then, I'll do something and I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad I caught that. I'm so glad I recorded that. I typically don't say anything in the recording. Sometimes I do. But, how do I want to say this? It's fun to play these Sims. It's fun to interact with people that play these Sims, and it's fun to compete, I guess, for lack of a better word, to show other people that are into this what you can do, and then to go to their channel and see what they can do. So, yeah, stuff like getting through San Francisco with no damage. We'll see if we can pull that off. And trust me, I am not preloading an excuse if we don't pull it off. I just know I've been to San Francisco before, and it's a little tricky in there, a little tight. Now, hopefully, our next jobs, we can get something going up to wine country. And I'll take a look on the Steam achievements and confirm the 3 places that I want to go. And we'll see if we can knock those out right quick. Oregon DLC, it's on the horizon, but there's no date for it. I have no idea when it's going to be available. But I would like to, I'll get it the day that it's released, and I will, even if something else is scheduled that day, I will do an Oregon Train Sim World. I'll do 2 that day. So regardless of what else we post that day, I'll make sure to post Oregon. And I'll do that for all DLC for all Sims. Anytime a DLC comes out, I will add an episode for that day. Just so you never miss an opportunity to check something out. And that's something that I've talked to people about. You know, of the people in my world that are checking out the channel and giving me feedback, it's like half of them are gamers and half of them are not. And of the half that are gamers, not all of them are sim gamers. A lot of them are into shooters or strategy games or fighting games and that sort of stuff. They're not strictly into sim, and the sim that they are into, they're not into sims that is this truck sim and train sim, man. They are, if you're not into them, they look so slow and boring, but you know why we love them. Anyway, I've had some people kind of speculate, I guess, like with the games being so comprehensive, like, is there ever anything that you want to take a look at before you buy it? And I think that's another reason I'm doing these, is that if you've got your eye on a DLC, maybe I can give you a little info on it. You know, you can take a peek at it. The West Somerset Railway DLC. Looks like this is going to be a pretty simple delivery. The West Somerset Railway DLC for Train Sim World has 2 locomotives and 1 passenger carriage. So there's a total of 3 pieces of rolling stock. And there's 1 line. Now, to be fair, it's a very accurate representation of a heritage railway, which is going to be, you know, pretty simple. It's a little tourist railway in Somerset. It's not, you know, it's not a big thing. But, as with the Rapid Transit DLC, I wasn't disappointed when I got into West Somerset. I wasn't disappointed, but I have to say I was a little surprised to see that there wasn't more in there. Not the end of the world. I love it. But, depending on what your budget is, you know, and how you like to get down, that might be something that you want to know ahead of time. You know, whether or not you want to invest. I got it on sale. It was whatever. It's 25% off when it first came out. Might still be. You know what I mean. You may want to take a look at something before you decide to invest in it. I know I do. Having said that, I did download it the second that I saw it, before I previewed it all. So, you're going to make it? We're going to make it. We're going to gridlock the intersection now. Not very nice of us. Right. I think this is going to be just about my only test. If I can get it around here. And I think, I also figured something out about SCS traffic lights. I was perplexed and a little frustrated for the longest time that SCS traffic lights were so fast. Right? They cycle so fast. And then I realized they sort of have to, or you would be waiting at red lights forever. Right? If it's a short green for you, that means it's a short red for the other side and vice versa. Ooh, I know this one. This is the warehouse. Back it into a warehouse. Or like turn around and get it back into a warehouse. I think I can do this one. Oh, it's different. Okay. When I've seen it in the past, it was on the right side of the warehouse, sort of perpendicular to that. From this side? What do you think? I am going third person. Don't hate me. And I'm hoping that we may have to zoom in a little bit because I'm hoping that the roof doesn't keep making the view go all screwy. I think I'm already just way out of shape, but I'll give it a try. I'll give it one try. If I don't do it in one try, then I will, yeah, there's no way. No possible way. Wait. Wait. No, I feel like I can't get the front of the truck out of the way now. Right? You see what I mean? Like I can't. Just gonna jackknife. Yeah, we're just wasting time. I don't want to waste your time, folks. See how we did? We don't level up. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. We'll see you next time. Take care now.